What would you do if your long-lost sister suddenly reappeared after decades? But something about her seemed off. Would you trust DNA evidence that confirmed her identity, even when your heart told you something wasn't right? This is the perplexing story of Mary Louise Day, a case that challenges everything we think we know about missing persons investigations. In July 1981, a 13-year-old girl vanished from her family's home in Seaside, California. No missing persons report was filed. No investigation was launched. For years, it was as if Mary Louise Day had never existed at all. But when her sister finally reported her missing in 1994, it would set in motion a chain of events that would leave investigators and family members questioning reality itself. Mary Louise Day was born on February 19, 1968, to Charlotte and Charles Day in California. She was the oldest of three sisters, Mary, Kathy, and Sherry. From the very beginning, their childhood was marked by instability and uncertainty. The three girls spent much of their early years bouncing between their family home and foster care as their parents struggled to provide adequate care. The already difficult situation became more complex when their mother, Charlotte, divorced their father, Charles, and married William Hoole, a military man. While this might have seemed like a fresh start, it would prove to be anything but. In 1976, Charlotte regained custody of Mary and Kathy, but notably, their youngest sister, Sherry, remained in foster care and was eventually adopted by her foster family, a decision that would later prove crucial to uncovering the truth about Mary's disappearance. William Hoole's military career took the newly blended family to Hawaii. There, Charlotte and William had two more children, Billie Jean and William Jr. During this period, Mary and Kathy's biological father died in an accident, leaving them an inheritance. The two sisters, perhaps already planning their escape from what we would later learn was an abusive household, developed a secret code word, Mohawk. This single word would later become a crucial detail in unraveling the mystery of Mary's identity. By December 1980, the situation in the Hoole household had deteriorated significantly. Mary was removed from the home and placed in protective custody due to physical abuse by her stepfather, William. The family then relocated to Seaside, California, and after a few months, Mary was inexplicably returned to their care. The pattern that followed was telling Mary repeatedly ran away from home only to be sent back each time. Each escape attempt was a cry for help, a desperate bid for freedom that went unheard by the system meant to protect her. According to Mary's sister Kathy, the final night began like many others. The family went out to dinner, leaving Mary and Kathy at home. But when they returned, everything changed. William's dog appeared sick, and in a rage, he accused Mary of poisoning the animal. What followed, according to Kathy's testimony, was a brutal beating. She described seeing blood coming from her sister's mouth. It would be the last time she ever saw Mary. The next morning, when Kathy asked her mother about Mary's whereabouts, she received a chilling response. Mary ran away. Never speak of her again. The family's subsequent behavior was equally disturbing. They quickly moved to New York, leaving behind not just their home, but any trace of Mary's existence. Perhaps the most shocking aspect of this case is that Mary's disappearance wasn't officially reported until 1994, 13 years after she vanished. It was her sister Sherry, who had been adopted out of the family years earlier, who finally brought the case to authorities' attention. When investigators began digging into the case in 2002, they uncovered disturbing details. Sherry recalled her mother Charlotte making cryptic comments about hiding bodies in California, speaking about locations where no one would ever find them. The investigation led police to William and Charlotte, who were then living in Kansas. Their responses to questioning were alarming. Charlotte's cold response, "If she's dead, she's dead," sent chills through the investigators. William's account was even more disturbing. In what appeared to be a breakthrough, William admitted to beating Mary that night. He described using a martial arts move on her and possibly striking her throat. When questioned further, he made a cryptic statement about demons. While he denied killing Mary himself, he suggested that the demon inside him might have. The investigation took another dark turn when Kathy led investigators to a specific spot in the family's old backyard, an area William had warned the children to avoid. Cadaver dogs indicated the presence of human remains, and investigators discovered a child's shoe that Kathy confirmed was from their childhood era. Just as investigators thought they were close to solving a murder case, something extraordinary happened. On November 25, 2003, a routine traffic stop in Arizona led to the discovery of a woman carrying identification matching Mary Louise Day's details. This woman, who became known as Phoenix Mary, claimed to be the missing Mary Louise Day. She said she had run away from home to escape the abuse. But something wasn't quite right. Investigators noted several troubling discrepancies. Phoenix Mary spoke with a thick Southern accent, despite Mary never having lived in the South. Her ID had been issued just 3 weeks before the traffic stop. She had no recollection of the childhood code word Mohawk. Mail was being delivered to her under the name Monica Devereaux. In what seemed like a definitive answer, DNA testing confirmed that Phoenix Mary was, indeed, a biological child of Charlotte Hull. The case was officially closed, and Mary's sisters invited her to live with them in North Carolina. Despite the DNA evidence, Mary's sisters never fully accepted that Phoenix Mary was their long-lost sister. The woman who claimed to be Mary lived out her remaining years in relative obscurity, passing away in 2017 without a funeral. The case of Mary Louise Day leaves us with more questions than answers. How do we reconcile the physical evidence found in the backyard with the appearance of Phoenix Mary? How could someone share DNA with the family yet seem so different from the Mary that Kathy and Sherry remembered? Is it possible for trauma to completely change someone's personality and memories, or is there a deeper mystery we've yet to uncover? Perhaps some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. Perhaps the truth about what happened to Mary Louise Day lies somewhere in between the evidence we can see and the questions we can't answer. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, please consider subscribing to our channel for more in-depth true crime investigations. Share your theories about what really happened to Mary Louise Day in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button if you want to see more cases like this one.